Well, hello, and thank you for your interest in Such Sweet Thunder meditation program. My name is Christopher Luard, and this following meditation program is designed on a meditation practice, which I've written down in a book, also entitled Such Sweet Thunder. And all of that is available on my website, which is also entitled suchsweetthunder.org. So feel free to visit that website. There's plenty of meditation materials and this brand new video program that I'm offering. And this is the introductory video, and I just want to give a few guidelines to use for the practice, and then offer some tips and a little bit of insight into why I laid the meditation practice out the way it is in the book. So first we'll start with the tips. You'll want to use this practice in conjunction with a teacher is preferable. A teacher can help check you to make sure that you've come to the understanding with the practice before going on to the next phase of the meditation. I am available for teaching, and I teach online through Skype and video chat, so feel free to contact me if you wish, or there are many, many hundreds of qualified teachers. So this practice is laid out in segments, if you will, or stages. I prefer to think of them as stages. And it starts with scanning the breath and the body, or really just experiencing the breath and the body to the fullest. And I guide you through that, and that's the first video, that's the first practice. The second practice is also experiencing the breath in the body, but we open our awareness to the aural field, to the sounds and silence, anything that's arising within the present moment in the way of hearing. And so what can happen when the practitioner goes from the first video to the second video, the first stage to the second stage, oftentimes the mind gets more active. It almost feels like starting meditation all over again. But that's natural. Some get discouraged from that. That's a natural thing to have happen. And so that's a good indication that that's a good place to practice. So if you practice the breath in the body, the mind is relatively quiet. You go on to the aural field, the mind gets quite a bit more active. Then you know that that's your edge. That's the edge where you need to be practicing. And so you could practice on that stage for days or weeks or months or even years. The time doesn't matter so much. But you'll know when it's time to move on to the next phase of practice as your mind will start to settle. It'll be similar to that of going from a raging ocean to a very calm pond. So when your mind becomes that calm pond, you're ready to add the next phase of the practice, which would be the visual field, any color, light, and shadow and space that occurs within your line of sight. And we go on from there, we add the internal field, any emotions or feelings. We go from the internal field to opening the heart, and then we go from opening the heart to asking, what is this? Asking the question, what is this consciousness? Where is this experience? That question can take many forms, and I'll get more into that on that video topic itself. And I go into greater detail in chapter 11 of the book, Such Sweet Thunder. So a little bit about the practice itself. When you start the meditation, it's a 35-minute practice, and it's really designed to bring the practitioner as fully into the present moment as possible. Much of human suffering comes from our habit of pushing away discomfort and clinging to comfort. And so one of the great benefits of this type of meditation practice is it breaks us from that habit and allows us to move more mindfully in our lives and our choices. So you'll start the timer. Start by feeling the breath, the body, scanning from the top of the head to the bottoms of the feet. And typically during that process, the mind will want to get active. You'll start having thoughts about yesterday or tomorrow or concerns. You might notice the mind getting flooded with streams of thought. And so there's a technique that I like to use, and I think this is a very key, important part of the meditation practice. Whenever you notice you're in thought, or your mind is distracted by thought, and you're not feeling the breath or the body or hearing the sounds as much as you would like, you just say the word thinking to yourself. So for example, you're feeling the breath, you're in the nose and the back of the throat, and you're feeling the lungs, and your mind is off. Oh, that was a really lovely drive today with the family, and nice way to spend the weekend. I hope we can do the same thing maybe on Wednesday next week. And oh, I should call my sister about that. Oh, my sister, I haven't talked to her in years. I wonder how my niece is doing. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, I'm thinking. Then you realize that my mind is not in the present moment. And you say the word thinking to yourself, and that acts like a needle on a balloon. It kind of pops the thought and allows you to bring your awareness back to the breath and to the body, wherever you are in the meditation practice at that time. And then you start there, and you pick up where you left off. Another aspect or challenge of this meditation is the mind sometimes wants to focus on particular sounds or sensations, particularly if the sensations are uncomfortable or irritating. If an itch or an ache arises in my leg, for example, my consciousness wants to focus on that, either pushing it away or clinging to the comfort that's not there. And so if you notice that that's happening, if you notice your awareness is collapsed down on say an ache in your shoulder or a sound in the room, or if you're using the visual field, if there's a particular object or color that you're focused on, allow all of your awareness to collapse down on what you're focused on, and then like a star exploding, allowing your awareness to expand back out to include the entire field of the present moment, the entire field of experience. And you'll want to experience the field of experience very evenly. So ideally, I'll be experiencing my breath the same as my body, the same level of intensity as the sounds in the room and the visual field, and on and on. You want